Thank you, Karen. I love you too. Okay, so this actually is going to be kind of fun. Not kind of, it's going to be really fun. Those of you that are here, I fire hose when I get really passionate about something. So the fact that it's being recorded is going to be really good for you. You can always go back, save your questions till the end because when it starts flowing, and I just honestly cannot stop it. Those of you that participate in Biz Boost, you know that I will give you nuggets here or there on different things that I'm doing because often I don't pay attention to the small things that I do that actually add up over the years to the success that I've had. And I'm not just coming at this from success in building business online, but I'm also coming at this from success of building a worldwide ministry from my garage online. Okay. So when I say this, like there's lots of clout that I'm coming from, and I'm not going to give you the what you can go to AI and get a list made for you. I'm giving you some from the heart behind the scenes stuff. Now, I'm not against AI when you use it correctly, but we're going to start with that, okay? Because the world is pretty much going to AI, right? Everything is like you can literally ask any question, get any post made. You can have lists made. You can have all sorts of things for social media made. You could even do your branding through AI. I don't ever want us, I've been thinking a lot about this the last few days. I don't ever want us to lose us. Okay. I see Candace on my screen right now. So I'm going to use Sweet Candace as an example. When you guys think of Candace, you probably think of this infectious, beautiful smile that she can't hide. Okay. She has this beautiful smile that's completely contagious. When she smiles, it's really hard for you not to smile back because it's just beautiful. We don't ever want that to be lost. And it could be very easily lost when we turn to AI. So I just want to ask by a show of hands, if your camera's on, or drop in the chat, drop a number one if you use AI right now to write your post, to build your social media. Just drop it in the chat below. You could put your hand up or drop a number one in the chat. Now, I personally do use AI a tiny bit, but I will tell you there's some things that I'm going to give you, and you're going to see it so clear now that you're never going to do this again. Okay. So, good. Okay. So, a lot of you do those dashes where it's like two minus signs put together. That is 100% a clue that someone just copied it from AI. So, it's okay if you're using AI, but remove those dashes because someone that teaches on stuff like this, I could spot it from a mile away. Colorful hearts. Usually there is a yellow or purple heart. Okay. Try to use some of the different emojis instead of those hearts, especially if you're the ladies. I mean, I'm sure James on here probably doesn't use AI and get hearts on his stuff, right? But if you're a lady on here, you may actually see those hearts come up. Delete those hearts, replace it with some other different type of emoji. The other thing I'm going to highly encourage you to do is when you rewrite that, when you get your post, you run it through AI or you ask AI to write a post for you, whether it's on social media or it's something that you're responding to in Messenger, at least delete one full sentence and make it something directly from your heart. Okay. You see, social media is a cool thing when we use it the right way. You can make a ton of money on social media. Okay. You can make really great connections through social media. But my biggest takeaway, if you take nothing away tonight, I just want to share this. Please don't lose yourself in the process. Okay. The reason I've done so great on social media, who remembers MySpace, first of all? Do you guys remember MySpace back in the days? What about Craigslist? Whoever used Craigslist, that was like the first social media. Okay. Then it went to MySpace, and I was like super big on MySpace. Then it went to Facebook, and we had to transition. Then Instagram. I don't mess with Snapchat. I don't mess with TikTok very much. Sometimes YouTube, but my biggest platforms are Instagram and Facebook. I've made some of the best connections there. But why it's been so successful for me is specifically because people see me full transparency. Okay. They see me without makeup on, hot mess express mom of nine. They see me when I'm down and I'm crying. They see me when I'm rejoicing and celebrating. They see me on the highs and the lows of life. And I'm very transparent. Now, I am a little bit selective on the things that I share. If there's something very private and personal that I don't feel comfortable sharing, I won't share from that space, but I may actually extract one little thing out of it and share a portion of it just to help inspire the next woman. Okay. For example, let's just say Deb on here is having a really hard day, right? And I'm having a hard day. I don't know that Deb's having a hard day, but on my social media, I post something like, "It's okay, sis, to be still and just reflect with your emotions for a moment. It's okay. You don't have to do all the things. You're beautiful simply because you are." Deb may read that and that may hit her heart so deep in the day that she's feeling down in the dumps. Okay. It may really hit her hard. And Deb may say something to me that's like, "You know what, Rose, that really spoke to me." I would then take that to Messenger and I would give her another uplifting message. Okay, now this may feel like a little bit of a bunny trail. This is one of the biggest ways that I've actually built my following. And I have people that will literally, if I were to go tomorrow and sell deer poop, people would follow me to go sell deer poop because they know my heart and they know the full transparency of it. Now, I'm not leaving. And okay, but I just want you to hear what I'm saying. Like that's just the relationships that I've built with people because I want people to see the real me and I want them to know I see you too. I see you. Okay. Candace actually sent me a private message one time. And like when I first met her, I let her know how inspiring her beautiful smile is. I actually told her that and gave her a big hug. And she sent me a message one day that was like, that really was special because I want her to know that I see her. Okay, I wasn't trying to recruit her. Clearly, she's already here, right? And she's a boss. But do you understand my point with this? I really want people to know that I see them. Social media is a lot of noise. Okay, there's so many things like you have literally one, maybe 2 seconds. They say 2 seconds. I kid you not, it's less than a quarter of that. Because when you're scrolling, you don't go 1,000. No, you're scrolling. You're just scrolling until something pops and catches your eye. If there is someone who is actually real, okay, and their spirit is contagious, you're going to be captivated by them. That's what you want to be to the next person. You want to speak to the person that you actually want to bring more of into your life. So, for example, you will often hear me speak to leaders in business and ministry, women who have big dreams, that are going after their dreams, that are all in, that move past excuses. You'll hear me talk to this type of person often. Why? Because that's who I am. I've been a big dreamer since I was a very little girl. I mean, big, wild dreams that the Lord would give me, and they always felt real from the moment I had them. So I'm very ambitious, and I go after dreams until they happen. Did you catch that? I go after dreams until they happen. Period. Period. It doesn't matter how long they take. It doesn't matter what route I'm on. Okay. It doesn't matter if I have detours, if, things fall apart. It doesn't matter. When I met Karen, I was in one of the lowest of my lowest seasons of my entire life. And y'all know I'm a survivor of attempted murder. So for me saying that, it's like you got to understand I was really in a dark place. And Karen spoke life into me. What does her social media do? She speaks life into people all day long. The real Karen that you meet in person is what you see on social media. Now, if you're anybody like me, After getting off the phone with Karen, I stalked her social media because I want to know that that's really who she is. And I kid you not, she's 100% that person. That's what you want to be portraying on social media if you want an audience that's going to stick. Now, this is not going to be your typical social media training. Okay. I mentor leaders in business and ministry. Okay. So relationships are very important. That's what this is heavily focused on. And I can guarantee you that that's what Karen does because people will follow her to sell deer poop too. They will because she's just absolutely amazing. They will not leave Karen. Okay. So, with that being said, the likes, the follows, the comments, they don't matter. They absolutely do not matter. Sometimes we look at, okay, you guys see I have about 8,000 followers. That does not reflect how many people reach out to me. That doesn't even reflect how many people get to see my social media stuff. Sometimes I get 100 views on something. Sometimes I get 500. Sometimes I get one comment. Sometimes I get 300 comments. And it's wild to see at what actually gets a comment. You guys, I repopulated a post of me dancing hula, Hawaiian dancing, shaking my hips, okay, teaching my little girls how to dance hula. And there's like almost 300 comments on there. I posted a scripture to uplift you and speak life into you, and I get two comments. It's wild to me. Like, I don't even understand why or how it works. Okay, maybe you're someone who posts something and you're thinking like, well, I post something about the business or about the product, but I'm not getting comments. Look, people are watching you. I'll teach you how to hack so that you can get comments. I'll teach you those strategies, and we're going to go over some of that. But the point is for you to mix it up. Okay. So I see Erica Savage on, I think I said your last name right. Okay. Do you see what she has on her right now? She has this cat. Okay. That's like right on her shoulder. If you are not posting about your cats often, you need to be 100%. People, the biggest things that people want to see is travel. They want to see animals and they love the children. Now, I'm a little bit protective of that. So you just be careful on what you want to post, right? But the animals all day long, travel if you are someone who goes live or does screenshots or videos in the same location all the time, go switch it up. Go, like for example, if I'm sitting here in my office, okay, and I'm doing a recording right here or doing a picture from here, the moment I go outside on my land and do a little reel, I get so many views on that because I'm out of the normal. Okay, I'm out of the normal. Jessie Lee Ward was really good at this, actually. Every time she traveled or went anywhere, she would always find this really captivating, eye-catching, we call it scroll candy, okay, for you to actually like see something that catches your attention because you have like a quarter of a second to catch someone's attention. So if you do something in motion, you're going to get someone's attention. If you do something a big color or that stands out from the normal of what you normally would do, you'll get more attention that way. Okay. Another thing, and this may be something that some of you may not be comfortable with, and that's totally fine, but props. If you have a prop, okay, and I'm giving you this one, like there's some people you'll see on social media that have certain things that they wear, or sometimes like a cowgirl hat, or if you, there you go, your glasses, put those on real quick, okay? So like see Candace's glasses. If you have something that's going to be popping that just brings attention to your face, I always wear earrings. You'll notice this in most of my posts, unless my kids, are not letting me do something, but I wear something bright and big as earrings because it's catching attention. Okay. So forgot, obviously, this won't work for you, but you did get a cowboy hat recently. So you better put that on. Put it on and do a live video. I kid you not, you will be amazed at the people that are checking in to see what is he doing with that cowboy hat on. I kid you not, you guys. Okay. People are, look, why do you think, yeah, lipstick. Whenever I wear lipstick, I don't wear it very often. People are like, oh my goodness, what is even happening in the world? Pastor Rose has some lipstick on. It's like, people notice the craziest things. I used to bring this like sunflower, this big, huge sunflower, and I'd put it like this, hit the live button, and then bring it back. And people were like, what's happening? Well, that's the first portion of the video that they would see when I would go live and when they're watching the replay. So it caught people's attention. I would get people on, okay, just to catch their attention. You got to think reality TV. Reality TV is hot. I don't watch anything but YouTube now. Like that's it. School of Hard Knocks is what I watch, and then a couple other things. If you haven't watched School of Hard Knocks, it's about this young kid, James, who interviews millionaires and billionaires. Y'all need to be watching it. It's on YouTube. Okay. So School of Hard Knocks. I watch that, and I watch like Ed Milet, okay, on YouTube, and our Zooms that we have going on here, right? But that's all I ever really watch. It's real life stuff. Okay. So you need to bring real life stuff because that's what catches attention. Stop worrying about the views. Stop worrying about the comments. Stop worrying about the likes. Okay. Because people are watching. Some of my biggest paid clients in mentorship literally will private message me because they don't want to mess around with leaving a comment. They're watching you. Okay. If so, you want to make sure you're showing up consistent. Another really important thing when it comes to building your business, if you are building on social media, don't be a flake. Show up every single day, every single day, even when you don't want to. Because if you're trying to recruit people, they're watching to see how consistent you actually are. They're not truly interested in all the things you're posting, but they want to know, are you going to show up for them in business consistently? So you're trying, social media is not like a very, like, we're not sitting down and having this deep, intimate conversation with someone. You have 1 second, okay, to like get that know, like, trust factor, catch their attention, and then move into that as they start to get captivated by your content, okay? So if you are really wanting to bring in business builders that are really, really wanting to do something here with you, you have to make sure you're showing them, yes, you can trust that I will be here for you to support you because I can show up consistently. Okay? That's another really important thing. Now there's two other things that I really want you guys to write down. One is the journey, okay? The journey. The second thing is big vision. Okay? The journey. And I'm going to give you a great example. If you guys don't know this, I'm just going to give you a story so that you can see how this plays along. I was actually building very heavily in a network marketing company and was skyrocketing to the top. This was many years ago. Well, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. I was skyrocketing to the top in this company, and it all of a sudden, suddenly, he gave me this vision and said, it's time to go. Okay. To literally have us quit our nursing jobs full time. My husband and I were both critical care nurses. We walked away from our nursing jobs, and God said, it's time to get in your RV, sell your house, give away everything that you own, and go launch ministry across the nation to work with survivors. And that's what we did. Okay. It was the craziest thing. And my audience was like, what is happening? I didn't know if I even wanted to share this on social media because it was such a radical, big move for our family. And I didn't want anybody's opinions. I don't care what anybody thinks about me if you haven't noticed that quite yet. I really don't care because I genuinely love people. The people that know that, they know that, and they'll just know it. The people that don't like me, I'm not made for them. And that's okay. Bless and release, right? So the ones that did like me were very intrigued, like, what is happening? So I actually sat down and I did this social media video, and I said, you guys, I have to share something with you. Again, I'm not asking for feedback, I'm asking for your prayers. Okay. And I shared with them vulnerably what we were doing. And I said, pack your bags. Everybody, pack your virtual bags. We're going on a journey. We are going to go pray for survivors across the nation. Who's coming with me? And I literally created a movement. Okay. I created an entire cross country movement by taking my audience with me on the journey. Now, as we were going on the journey, I would make sure to be very present every single day. It didn't matter where we ended up. We were sleeping in a Walmart parking lot, if we were at a Buc-ee's gas station, if we were in an RV park, it didn't matter where we were. I would do this short little live video. Maybe it was 15 to 30 seconds. And I would say, here's where we are. We drove for X amount of hours. Thank you, everybody, for your prayers. The kids are doing great. Show a little view, Hot Mess Express in the RV with our 50 kids and 200 square foot RV. And I would show something, right? Then my stories would be cooking in the RV in a little rinky-dink kitchen and showing people what we were doing. I was taking them on the journey. Before you know it, people were tagging their friends with us on the journey. Can you please start praying for my friend? She's going across the nation. I mean, they all probably thought we were nuts. I mean, I thought I was nuts, right? Like so people were paying attention to it. They were like, what is even happening? Now, I'm not telling you go sell your house and give everything away and go travel the nation. I'm not telling you to do that right now for social media views. But what I'm telling you is I took them on the journey and they were eating it up. Okay. People were checking in. If I did not post one day, I would get messages in my inbox blowing me up. How is everything going? What state are you in today? What to give me some updates? Like literally, the journey is so powerful. So I want you to start thinking how you can take your people with you on the journey. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be, you guys, I literally, like, you could take them on the health and wellness journey, but think about how you could do it creatively, like everyone else is not doing it. Okay. So, for example, if I'm trying to sell this water bottle or pretend that my drops are in here, it's like, you guys, I literally, look, we're going on the journey. This right here has something inside of it that has blessed my life greatly, right? And I'm telling you, I started them 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to be full transparency with you. I realize no taste, no flavor, right? No flavor, no smell, which is pretty legit. But what I am noticing today is I actually slept a little bit better last night. I'll keep you posted. I'll check in a couple days, right? But then the next day, you do a picture in your stories of you putting the drops in your drink, right? The next day, you put the same thing. The next day, the same thing. In your stories, you're always putting your drops in your drink. Take them on the journey. Okay. Then 3 days later, you show up. You guys, this is crazy. I'm now on day 3 of sleeping better. I don't know about you, but like sleep is super important to me, right? And I would be sharing some of that. Then you go to the next thing, but take them on the journey with you. Don't just pop up and be like, here's my Me 360, 60 days apart. They miss that whole 60 days in between. They're watching you. They want to know what's happening. Are you even on these, miracle drops or whatever you got going on? This is exactly what I did to build my business. 100%. Now, I'm nowhere near done. I just got started. I am just getting started. Okay. And I don't say this to brag in any way, shape, or form because I'm nowhere near where I want to be here. Okay. But this is how I recruited 87 people between my ministry account and my personal account. I'm not joking, you guys. I took them on the journey. Now, don't get all excited because, I recruited that. Look, I have a lot of wholesale customers and we're bringing in a lot more leaders and it's going to be happening. Okay. I'm telling you what I did because I want you to have success here. Take them on the journey. Just discover, what does the journey look like? Erica, bring your cat into everything you do. Okay. Put your cat on you, hold your drops. The cat's going to catch more attention than you are. I'm sorry, sis. It's just what it is. I don't know why, but it's what people just go crazy. If you give your cat the drops, maybe you squeeze it in the water and then let your cat lick the last little drop off the little snap. Take pictures of that. Show people that. that your cat is using it. You don't need to say, and it's good for cats too. No, show them. Okay? Show them, take them on the journey. I'm down 45 pounds. I didn't say I was down 45 pounds right when I had the baby, right? I said, you guys, all my friends are, losing visceral fat while I'm over here getting fat because I was pregnant, right? And I'm like, I can't wait to actually turn this around and start losing some of this mommy weight that I've been holding on to after every single baby. So I'm taking them on the journey with me. I'll say, okay, look, I again am still not where I want to be, but I'm 45 pounds down. And that to me, you might as well say I'm down a few hundred pounds because my metabolism is so slow. It's like broken, it goes backwards. Okay. I'm catching people's attention. Notice how I didn't say, I'm down 45 pounds and you see me in this bikini, like side by side. First, you ain't ever going to see me in a bikini. Second, I would never post that on social media. Right. So, like, I just do it in my own fashion. You don't have to do it the way anyone else is doing it. Write that down, please, and take that one to the bank. The more you that you can be, the more fun you're going to have, the more real you will be portrayed, and people are going to be attracted to that. Often people will say, well, go find someone that you see on social media and you want to be like them, go start acting like them. That is the worst thing you could ever do because you're going to lose yourself in the process. Don't do that. Just find what journey you have, the things that you love to do. I did another post on my girls sewing. I got so much attention. I asked, "Hey, what sewing machine would you guys recommend?" I had a few comments. I had like 50 inbox messages from a sewing machine. You guys, I already know what sewing machine I'm going to get. I just want people to start engaging. Okay. I just want, if you have who here has cats or dogs? Put a picture in the comments below of your cat or dog. That's a great one for you, Erica. Get people to start posting. They love their animals. Some people love their animals more than they do their family. It's crazy, but you literally you could start talking to people in things that you already like. And I don't care what you have going on in life. It doesn't matter what, Gen Z or I don't even know all the ones we are, but it doesn't matter your age group, okay? None of that even matters. Who cares? I follow women who are like, I have this one lady that I follow that I love so much. She's like 65 and she's like, this is how you dress to be yourself at 65. And I watch what she puts on. I'm 43, but I love what she does. You know why? Because she's so her. She's not trying to do it like anybody else. And that inspires the heck out of me. So you take them on the journey. The next thing I'm going to ask you, aside from MPG, what is your big vision for life? Is it just to get to the top of the company? Do you have a dream inside of you? You guys know what my dream is. My dream is to build a $1.5 million impact center for survivors. And I talk about it all the time. Right here behind me on my living board, I have pictures of it all. And every single day I pray over it. I get on my little vibrating plate behind me and I stare at it for 2 10-minute cycles while I'm shaking. It's activating every cell in me. And then I post from a place of inspiration. Write that down. Stop posting like it's a task. When you're posting like it's a task, it's not going to be very interesting. Post from a place of inspiration. Post from a place of like your most amazing dreams. When you post from a place like that, people are actually getting to know who you are. Don't worry about anybody judging you. Don't worry about what people are going to say or think. And if someone has the audacity to say something rude to you, there's this really cool button called block. And I use it all the time. Just block them. Who cares? Just block them. If you are someone who dreams big, you want to attract people who dream big. My guess is that every single one of us on here is a big dreamer because we're entrepreneurs. We've got to take ownership of that. Someone said recently, I don't know, we were on 7 million Zooms recently, so I have no idea what Zoom it was, but someone said something like, we need to talk about this as a profession,
Uh-huh.
right? It needs to be a profession, not like this side hustle. I don't know about you, but I'm not side hustling over here. I'm working my butt off. There's no side anything. So when we have that perspective that this is a profession to us, post from that kind of posture, okay? Post from that kind of posture. Take them on the journey. When you're going grocery shopping and you're able to pay for the groceries in your cart, take a picture of that. I remember one time I did a post and I said, I remember when I was single mom in it. And I wasn't ever able to go to the grocery store without having a panic attack if I could afford what was in the shopping cart. I'm so grateful that I stepped into this industry that doesn't have a lid on what type of income I get to make for me and my family. That post got so many views. This was years ago. Feel free to use something like that. Going to the gas station. This Alistair is just going to speak to the guys. Going to the gas station. Gas is not cheap to fill up that tank, right? Do a post on that. You'd be amazed at how many people make it look like they're very successful online, but behind the scenes, they're legit struggling. Okay? So take them on the journey, talk about big vision, post from a space of inspiration. All right. How many minutes do I have left? Someone.
However many you need.
We're
This
about
is
to
this
fire hose. Okay,
this is
that
good.
this
Pastor
was my
Rose, just
heart.
real quick, what did you call your dream board, which you called it something else? It was lovely.
Yes.
What was that?
So it's not a vision board, it's actually a living board. I walk my clients
I
through it.
love that.
And
Thank you.
it's one day I'm going to share more of that with you, Candace, because I think you'd be very inspired. Um, okay, so let's talk about this. I'm going to give you some tactical things that you could be doing on social media to just amp it up. Okay. If you are seeing people that you don't want to see their stuff, okay, I'm going to be very transparent here. So you need to hear my heart on this. Okay. I'm going to say the things most people won't because I don't really have a filter. So when you are scrolling on your social media, if you're scrolling and you get this like irritated feeling when you see someone's post, there's a real simple, you don't have to necessarily block them. It just may be like, I don't want to see your stuff right now because it's throwing me off and I'm trying to be focused. There's a little thing that you can actually snooze them for 30 days. Okay, that's a little hint. Now, the reason I'm saying this is not to be like spicy or anything. I'm saying it because you need to make sure that when you're showing up for social media, that it's like you're sitting at your desk and you're ready to do your work. You need to be focused and you don't want to be distracted. Okay. So if you need to snooze someone for 30 days, feel free to do so. If there are people that you are following that you know, like, I probably would not want them in my business. Well, first of all, I don't really follow people. I unfollow. So let's start there. So if you see I have a bunch of people following me. I used to keep all my people that I followed. A hack, if you want more views, is to go unfollow everybody that you're following. It brings it down to like, I think 10 people. It makes you follow a few people, but that is one of the newest things that is going to allow your views to be opened up. Okay. And I'm just going to give you a few. You could chat GPT all the other hacks or whatever, but I'm just giving you some of them. Okay. So I still love on them and I'll still comment on people's stuff. I do all the time. I'm very intentional with that. But if you have a huge imbalance of like a lot of followers and or you have a lot of people you're following and your followers are low, you need to start unfollowing people so that it can open up the algorithm for you to actually have more views on your things. It's a computer. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay. So that's one of the things. The other thing is you want to hit them with 3. Hit them with 3. So write this down. Hit them with 3. Everybody should have a 100 list. I don't care how old school you think it is. Old school is the new school, and it's the way I build. And I don't ever think that will go away. Okay. So here is my reach out list. You could go to thedroplaunch.com and you can actually see print 100 list. It's a button right there that you could just print it out. I put mine on yellow paper, so it's easy on the eye. It's just something personal preference. But what I do is I take out my 100 list. Okay. I break up my 100 list into 50 people each time I'm doing this. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 50 people Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I actually have 150 people. So you could choose. I used to do 33 and it wasn't enough for me, so I moved it to 50. You could choose whatever you want, just get a set number. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday because that's when I'm hyper focused on business. I take out this list, and if I know this is my hot list, these are the people that are builders that I want on my team. Okay. What I do is I go through my list. I'll start, for example, the first person on the top, her name is Sandy. So I would go to Sandy's social media and I hit her with 3. I comment on a post. I comment on a story. And I comment on her actual profile picture if I have not already. If I have already, I comment on 2 posts and a story. If she does not have a story, I comment on 3 posts. You need to hit her in 3 different directions. Okay. The most important one, though, is the story, to actually hit her on her stories. That's the most important one because what that does is it goes into her inbox and Messenger. The goal with building on social media is to get on in their inbox. Okay. We all can agree with that. So I do this every single time. Again, if I'm going to the next, time that it's me to reach out to her, then I'm actually going to make sure that if I already commented on her profile picture, she's going to get stories and 2 posts. Okay. And I try to do this consistently. Why am I doing this? The more that social media sees that I'm commenting on her stuff, and if she has a tendency to reply back to any of it, heart it, thumbs up it, reply back because I asked a question in the comments or in her stories, I asked a question, replied to her story with a question, and she responds back, it literally activates the algorithm for us to be fully connected. Then I'm going to start seeing more and more and more of her content. And she, on the flip side, is going to see more and more and more of my content. Okay. This is the sweetest way to make sure you are telling the algorithm who you want to see on your newsfeed. Now, you're probably not going to like this next one, but it's the honest truth. You need to slow down or minimize commenting on other MPG people's things. If that's all that your algorithm is showing you. If your news feed, if you can scroll to like the first 10 people on your news feed and 2 or 3 of them are MPG, you're commenting too much on MPG stuff. You need to get your 100 list out and do this hack so that you could revamp your social media. Now, it will take you a good 2 or 3 weeks of doing this consistently for it to be activated. Mine is fully activated. I started doing this when, Alistair, we did it in BizBoost like the end of December, right? It was like the end of December. So all of January I did it. And I just said maybe a week ago, you guys, my whole social media is reactivated with my 100 list. It is the sweetest thing because now it's like I get my list out and I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's already commenting on my stuff. That's the point. The point is I want them to see what I'm doing. Once I got it like activated, so they're seeing my things, and I actually commented on some of their stuff, I'm going in, and that's when I give the straight out. What is it? Y'all should know. I should get a shirt that says, "This may sound random, but have you heard of MHE3 question mark?" That's literally the 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 message that I send, and it works. So I'm not going to change it because it's working really well for me. Now, if it doesn't work for you, that's fine, but that's how I got all my people, okay? Now, if I'm flipping to business, I just make sure to add in there with business. If they say no, I don't even know what it is, I'll ask them, I'll send them some information. I don't need to go through that flow on this. It's on thedroplaunch.com. I don't hide anything from you. It's all there for you. Okay. But I will ask the question to them. Are you interested in like your health, or are you also wanting to learn about the option to make additional income? Okay. I have a mentor of mine that used to say, she would say this, and it's so cute. She had a different version of this, but she would say like something very much with her own personality. Like, are you here to get healthy? She was on a weight loss situation. Are you here to get skinny, or you want to make a crap ton of money too? Like, you could say it however you want. Okay. I'm not skinny, so I can't really say that. But the point is, like, I just say healthy because I really want people to get healthy from the inside out. Okay. So that's something that you could do so that you could flip it. That one script, you could flip it so that it's business or it is product related, whatever you choose. But that's the one way that I hack my algorithm so that I know that people are seeing what I want them to see. Now, understand this. This list is full of leaders. How did I get these leaders on here? I went on social media and did my homework. I literally took my 100 list, ripped up my old one because I recruited most of them, put that one out. Now I need massive builders. Okay. You could do it opposite. You could do builders for whatever you want. Maybe you only do bring builders. That's fine. But so then I get my 100 list out now, and I'm like, okay, it was blank. December 31st. I kid you not. It was a blank page, 2 blank pages, got it out. And I went on my social media, and actually Megan Mumford taught me this little hack. And so I'm giving her credit for that. But she said, go through social media and start scrolling. When you see someone that has a professional persona, right? And I'm not talking about a chat GPT profile picture. I mean a real picture of them, but it looks professional, well put together, like they have something that they're either trying to sell or they're trying to build, right? I started to look through them. Then I would just do a little I do a 5 block scroll. I look through their social media 5 posts down. If anything in the first 5 posts attracts me, or it's like speaking to me, right? Like I feel like that's a good mesh, and I like what they're saying profile picture wise, they're on my list. I did it till I got to 150 people because I have 150 on my list. Okay. So once I did that, it was like, all right, now I'm set. I don't need to keep thinking about who I'm looking for. And I'm doing this for 3 months straight. Then I move on to the next list. Okay. And there's a whole fall. We do this in BizBoost, you guys. This is what we do in BizBoost. So if you want to do this with us, just jump on in with us on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. So that's one of the things that I do, and it makes it very simple. So I'm hitting them with 3. And then the next thing that I'm doing is I'm making sure that anybody that I'm following is only going to be someone who's a potential. Okay. Only someone that's a potential. Otherwise, I'm not following. Now, it's not because I'm rude. It's not because I don't care. I care a lot about people. I love people. But it's because I want to make sure that I'm telling the algorithm what to do for me. It's really important that you take the reins of the algorithm. You don't need to be someone's like, they changed the algorithm again. No, you take ownership of that. It takes a little bit of work, right? A little bit of elbow grease, just, redoing some stuff here with the hacks that I gave you, but you will actually start to see those people showing up. Okay. Now they're watching you. Once you crack the code of them watching you, this is where we go back to the beginning of what I was saying, why it's so important for you to be taking them on the journey and to talking about big vision. because if you're not, you're losing them. They're people that you wrote on your list that are big vision people. Okay. So the only way you're going to catch and keep their attention is if you are taking them on the journey and speaking big vision. Notice how I said speaking big vision. I didn't say show them your big check. Some of us may not be making a big check yet. That's okay. Where are we headed? Y'all, we are literally at the top of the top of the top of the top. I was just doing this with Alistair and one of his downline, Mark, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so wild." We're like 11 people. His recruit was 11 people from the top of the company. Do you know what a big deal that is? That is such a huge deal. Like, I know this is not hype. I don't need to hype any of you. I didn't recruit any of you. Well, some of you maybe, but like, I don't need to hype you because that one thing alone for us to wrap our minds around, the posture that we carry needs to be next level. We're the ones building the company. Do you get like that? That's huge. We got to take them on the journey. Okay, take them on the journey. When we get to stepping into momentum, you should be posting about how you got your ticket to one of the best personal development trainings of the world, business trainings of the world. I just sealed my ticket, y'all. Take them on the journey. I just booked my whatever flight, booked my hotel. Take them on the journey. You guys, here we go. We're going. I'm going to the best training of the world. It's momentum. Who here has big dreams? You are hyping your people up. Take them on the journey. Talk about it from now until momentum is over. You could live that out for 3 weeks after it's done. Take them on the journey. Okay, it doesn't just need to be product related because we're talking to big vision people and we want to take them on the journey because we are big vision people. Okay, all right. Now, one other little hack that I want to give you, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. Okay, so there's in Messenger, who first, let me ask you this question, full transparency. I'll be the first to tell on myself. Who here has not been good at follow up in the past? Raise your hand. That's okay. Okay. It's actually one of the biggest weaknesses that people have when it comes to network marketing. It'll be the number one reason that people fall out because they don't follow up diligently. So we're going to be the best at it. All of us on here are going to be the best at it. Okay. If you did not have a tracker sheet like this that you were using or an Excel spreadsheet, some people like to do it digitally. If you don't have something that you've used and been diligent with, guess when you start? Today. That's it. Don't be hard on yourself. It's all right. We're just going to start today. Okay. The next thing is I want you to do this. If you have used the same kind of message over and over when you message people and you're prospecting online, you actually can search that in your messenger chat. There's a search bar. I type in, since I say the same thing every time, right? I type in that messenger chat, MHE3, and every single person I ever messaged MHE3 to populates, and there's literally like 3,000 people. I kid you not. Okay. So I didn't write all those names down. I got my fresh list, give myself grace, got the fresh list, but you can go and search all those people, maybe drops. Okay. You could type in the word drops if you said drops before. Vagus nerve might be something that you said. Just think of what you normally would say in a conversation to someone. You didn't forget those people. It's okay. You can go find them again on social media. Okay. Now, because this is a social media training, I'm going to leave it at that. I am going to say one little thing, and some of you may not agree, and that's okay. Keep your opinions to yourself. But here is what I think personally. And I was actually I had a beautiful conversation with a mentor of mine. She is basically like kind of a co-founder of another company. And her and I were just geeking out laughing. And we were like, you know what? AI is such a big deal, and people are heavily building on social media, and it is what it is, right? She's like, but you know what? It's coming back. I don't care what anybody says, it's coming back. People want to be around people. You're going to start to see more people building in person, and that's going to be like so hot. It is going to be so hot. I'm one of the old school, like literally, let's go into your living room. We have the flip chart. We had to fax in, the applications for you to be a rep. Like I've been doing this since I was 18. And I'll tell you, like, when I was doing it, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But now I'm like, the closing rate that we had, you get 10 people in the room, we will close 9 out of 10 of those people, if not all 10. Social media, you got to keep showing up and nurturing and loving and yada, yada, yada. I get it. I have 9 kids. I get busy. Nobody can beat busy with me. Okay. I totally get it. But I'm actually going to start doing some in-person health workshops here in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's going to be my new jam. I'm still going to do social media, okay? But I still am also, don't forget, you guys, that we have in person too. Don't forget this, okay? Social media is great. It is absolutely great. There's also an element of human touch. All right. I'll be available if you have time, Karen, for questions, if anybody has a couple questions.